Okay, so this is my 2019 Q&A video. I went onto Twitter and onto YouTube stories and I asked you guys to ask me some questions, and so here are my answers to some of them. The question that was asked the most across both platforms was, is YouTube still a side gig for you? And it is. It's been 4.5, almost 5 years at this point. It started off as this thing that I did as like a creative outlet, and it's still exactly that same role in my life as it was from day one. Like, I have my regular job, which is very taxing and very important, but it's not fun at all. Okay, second question. What is your time management routine? How do you balance family, work, and a YouTube channel? I think it just happens. You just get good, or you just adapt to new things that happen in your life. I now have 2 kids plus a YouTube channel on top of my regular job, but you just gotta make it work. Okay, what would you change about your current filming setup? I don't like the fact that I've been shooting off a static camera for my entire YouTube career. Not that I want to be shooting off of handheld stuff always, but I feel like the 1 or 2 times that I've had handheld clips and videos, I've enjoyed that process a lot more. So I'd like to incorporate that more into my videos in the future. But again, we'll see. This is a good question from Tyler. So Mac users, will they still be jealous of the fact that they don't have access to Nvidia? So the way I see it is this: for video production, and strictly speaking from a video production perspective, I think Apple's kind of AMD relationship and the way that they tie their hardware and software together with Metal, I think that is gonna catch up very soon. But in terms of other things like CAD work, cam work, or any kind of like heavy 3D stuff, Nvidia is really nice to have access to. So I guess it really depends on your profession and what you do with those video cards. But I do feel like for video production, Apple's pretty much caught up. Game-changing tech for the next decade. I'd say battery technology. Like, we've been using lithium ion for years, and I know that there's been advancements that have been made with lithium ion, but when we get away from lithium ion and into something that's like graphene based or something that's just like next gen, I think that'll be the biggest improvement we see in tech over the next decade. Do you have hope for mobile gaming? Okay, game development is driven by one thing: profit. Like, if your game is awesome but it doesn't make money, it was a huge waste of time for everyone involved in the development of that game. So companies have just resorted to making these kind of crappier quality games, but they're designed to make money for the company. And you can't blame them, right? In an industry which is entirely based on profit and sustainability and survivability, that's what companies have to resort to be able to survive. And it's a shame, but yeah, to answer your question, I don't see mobile gaming becoming the type of gaming that I want to play. It's the type of gaming that makes companies money. And that's just the way it is. What would I prefer, an iPhone with a USB-C port or OnePlus phones with really good cameras? That's a great question. I'd go for OnePlus. I'd go for a OnePlus phone that had an awesome camera, like on the level of like a Samsung or a Pixel or an iPhone. Like, that would change people's perception of the brand, and that would also change what a $600 or $700 smartphone would get you. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but an iPhone with a USB-C port would be great, but it doesn't move or affect the industry enough. What do I think is the best thin and light gaming laptop for 2020? First of all, it's not even 2020 yet, but if I had to predict which one would be the best, I have the one in mind. It's sitting over there. It's gonna be revealed in a week or two, so stay tuned for that. But there's one I have in mind. Have you ever thought about doing a yearly laptop award like Marquez? Well, okay. I don't feel like laptops, I look at the table as if I had laptops here. There are no laptops here, but I don't feel like laptops really deserve an award show, because so much of laptop preference is personal preference, like color, shape, feel, like all that stuff is very personal. So I think it's strange to have like an award show when so much of it is subjective. Like, I really like the Razer Blade in that white color, but that's just a personal preference. How tall I am? I'm 5'10", maybe a little bit more, but around 5'10", pretty average height. What would Apple have to do to win you back? It's not like, I guess this is in reference to I've escaped from Apple. I don't think it's what Apple has to do to win me back. It's what do other companies have to fail at for me to go back to Apple? So the whole reason of not using Apple products at this point in time is mostly an issue of price. Like a lot of their stuff is just, it's expensive. And I don't feel like it's really worth it for the stuff that I do to invest in the Apple ecosystem. But if OnePlus started making these really expensive phones that were crappy, and if companies started screwing up what they're doing right, then I'd probably go back to Apple because their stuff is great. It's just, it's not for me right now. What is your storage solution? I don't store anything. I know some channels, like I know Linus has like bunkers and rooms filled with hard drives, but I nuke everything. Like within 24 hours of me posting up a video, I'll erase it. And sometimes there's like, oh Dave, you made a mistake in this video. You should change it. You should fix it. I can't. It's too late at that point. I get rid of my footage really quickly and I lose it forever. And if I ever have to refer to an older video, I just go onto YouTube, re-download it back. So YouTube is my storage solution. My favorite video I've ever made. So it's actually the Dyson vacuum video. I made a video of some vacuum that Dyson sent over, and it was a really good vacuum, and I spent so much time and effort making this video that I thought was really cool. It was honestly something that I really enjoyed, but then I put it out there and you guys hated it, partially because it was a vacuum on a tech channel, and then secondly, I think there were a lot of other content creators making videos on the same vacuum that day, so it was just received really poorly by my audience, but it was honestly one of my favorite videos I've ever shot and edited. It was just a lot of fun. Okay, last question. Have you ever considered buying a chair for your review desk? First of all, Austin, like it sounds like you're assuming that I stand in my videos, which is honestly a terrible assumption to have.